Ever thought you could create a professional looking product advertisement within just a few hours? Today, I'm using this empty perfume bottle, slapping my 3D printed logo on it, and creating a high quality, professional looking commercial for it in a few hours. Let's see how that looks. Looks good, right? So I'm going to show you a step-by-step overview of how you can create a commercial like that for your own product in just a few hours and a fraction of the budget would take to produce an actual advertisement. So I don't have a product right now, but I'm going to make a fake one just for the sake of this video. And what I'm thinking is, I have this old perfume bottle. It's blank because I scratched the branding off it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my own brand's logo on it and then try to create a kind of a professional looking advertisement, a commercial kind of from it. So what I did was, so this is my company's logo. It's an AI automation agency, so it doesn't really jive with the perfume, but for the sake of this video, we're going to put that logo on there. And just to have a little bit of fun, I actually 3D printed a couple of those logos, if you can see. I'm just going to stick them, glue them on the bottle, and that will be our product. And let's see how fast we can actually create a professional looking advertisement. So I'm thinking all of you watching it might already have a product or already have professional looking pictures of it. If you don't, I'm doing the bare minimum here. So you guys will be able to create much better quality and much better looking photos and advertisements of your real products that you have. But now we're going to go ahead and take some pictures of our perfume. I'm going to kind of want to get all around the product, kind of get different angles of it. You might not have a perfume bottle, you might have something else that need all sides covered, so you want to ensure the photographs cover each and every side of the product if you want to generate, if you want to showcase it from different angles. However much detail you want to go into, you want to get the pictures of that. Alright guys, so we have gathered our images. So as you can see, I took pictures from different perspectives. Some of them are just top views of our product. Some of them are side views on an angle and just different backgrounds and all. And now what we're going to do is we are going to be using these images to train a custom model so it can understand our product and it can understand how it looks like from different angles, different perspectives. And hopefully, if the training is done well, we would be able to then use the model to create images in any environment, any background, anything you want to. So let's see how it works. So for the training, what we're going to be doing is using a model that you can find on Replicate. So if you go on Replicate and make an account, and what you have to do is search for Flux LoRA trainer, and you should see this one, and click on it. And the first thing you'll have to do is select a model. Now this will be the model that you will be creating for your product. So if you don't already have one created, you can just click create new model and save it to private. And over here we will be inputting the image files we will be giving this training with, so these are the images we will select from all our images that we took, and these will be like a select few, like 10 to 15 images is the best, but you can even do with less. And we will make a zip file of the selected images, and important thing is to include captions with the images. So captions would be just kind of a description of what is in the image, so the model can then relate the image to the text that you will be writing in the caption, and it knows, it develops understanding. Essentially that's how it learns about your product, from the captions and relating it to the images. So this has to be done very well for the model to perform well. So we're going to do that, and the trigger word also is an important thing. So you're going to be choosing your own distinct trigger word. Make sure it's not a normal word from the English language, otherwise the model will get confused. So it has to be something, a made-up word, that then, because this word is what you will use later on to create your images from this trained model. So you will give it this word and then write it like, so for example, the trigger word here is talk. So you can write talk with the snowy or icy peaks in the background. So then it will create that product with the background specified. So over here I'm just going to choose autolinks underscore perf for perfume, and you can choose anything. Make sure it's not a real word in the English language. That's all you have to make sure of that. And turn this auto caption off. Now if you don't want to go through the whole process of creating captions yourself, manually writing the description of each image, you can keep it on for stuff that you don't want that much accuracy in. But if you want great quality results, I would suggest creating your own captions, and it's pretty easy. So how I go about it is, so you have all the images right here, as you can see, and I'm gonna choose a select few that I think are the best ones for training, with good lighting, different perspectives, and kind of covering the whole view of our product, from side, from top, from the back, and different angles. And once we have those select few images, you can upload it to a LLM like ChatGPT, and you can ask it that you can also upload these instructions alongside with from Replicate on how to train the model, and then you can just ask what you're doing. So we are training the model, and you can ask it to follow these instructions in this image and give you the captions that you can then use to train the model. So that's what I did, and it gave me these captions for my images. So now do not straight away copy and paste these. So you have to kind of use your own brain as well. Don't just copy paste what a language model gives you. It's not correct all the time, and you kind of have to edit it out as well. So things like, it wrote a lot of things like highlighting the glossy black finish and geometric gap. Now you don't have to essentially include that in there. This will just confuse the model. The best thing to do would be just include, side view of this bottle, front view of this perfume bottle with sleek black design. That's what's in the image. Or this perfume bottle with clean contrasting black and white color scheme. So keep those captions simple yet still descriptive of what is in the image. And the way to save these captions or create these on your own, I'm going to be showing you right now. Alright, so the way to kind of create the captions along with the images and get it ready for training is what I will show you now. So these are the images I selected. I think it's around 10 images. And the first one I'm going to do is this, which is a front view of the bottle. And the caption we're going to use is the front view of our name, the trigger word, perfume bottle. and it gave us with a sleek black design and embossed white logo. Let's see if we put that in there. But the way to create them is, so you have your image name, which is this by default. So you just copy it and you create a new text file and name it the same as your image, and inside there you put the caption. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put front view of auto links perfume bottle, and I'm not gonna put the sleek black design and everything because it is the similar design in all of the pictures, so it will just confuse the model, I think. So let's just put that in there. So open the text file, paste it in there and save. And you're gonna do the similar process for each of the pictures. So for example, next one is this one. So again, the name of the image, copy it, create a text file, name it similar to the image name, go in there and paste in your caption. So let's see what we got from our language model for this picture. So we got I think it gave us something like this. So a perspective shot of Autolink's perfume bottle placed on a woven texture background. So it is correct, right? It's not on a regular background, so we can put that in there. It will help the model distinguish between the bottle and the background. So let's put that in there. So there's a lot of experimentation with this. If the first time training doesn't go well, you might have to improve your captions slightly to kind of make the model understand it better. But once you have a trained model, you can just keep using it to generate any images you like. So it's worth giving it a try, even if the first time it doesn't work out. But so let me go through all of these, and then I will be back once I have all the captions created, and we will go ahead with the training. Okay guys, so I have captioned all of the images. I took the help of ChatGPT a lot. Just like this, I gave it the image, asked it to create captions. Then I kind of mixed them together as what I thought was correct for training the model. I did not include some of the unnecessary details, like it gave me like embossed logo and all that, so you do not need to include that. So once we have all of these kind of together in a folder, so all the images and the text files with the similar name and the captions inside, then that folder, what you will do is you're going to create a zip file of that folder. So that's what I'm going to do now. So add to archive, zip, and there you go. Now this zip file is what we will be uploading for training the model. So you're going to go back to replicate where you opened our LoRA trainer, this one, and we have set the name. We are creating a new model as well, which we have set to private. Over here in input images, we're going to upload, and I will upload this zip file right here. Actually, this is not the correct one. So right here is our zip file, and open, and that's it. Then the trigger word that we chose is this, and we're gonna deselect auto caption so it doesn't use its own captions, which you can use if you don't want to manually choose captions for everything, but the results then depend on how good the captions it chose. So it can be good, it can be bad. But if you want more control, you should create manual captions. And coming down, you don't need to select any of these unless you want even more control on it. So read them through. If you want to add prefix or suffixes, you can do that too. Then in the steps is the number of training steps that we'll use to train the model on the images. So the default is 1000, which works well for most cases. If you have less number of images, You can even increase it to 1500 or 2000, but so far 1000 has worked correctly for me. But for the sake, I'm gonna go with 1500 in this. And you don't need to change the LoRA rank, just leave it as it is, and you don't need to touch any of the other things for this project. And then if everything is good, you click on create training. And I think we forgot something, so we forgot to give it the name. So Erlang's perf, and create training, and that will start our training process. Now this will take a while depending on the number of steps and the other parameters you have selected. So it might take 15 to 20 to even 30 minutes sometimes. So give it some time, and we will come back once we are done, and we will see how it performs. So we got a little bit of an error while training it. So I think I know the cause of it. It is because of the format of the images. So I think it needs to be JPEG or either PNG format. But because I took these images from my phone, so the iPhone usually saves it in its own weird custom format, which is HEIC. So we're gonna just save them as JPEGs and PNG and try this training again, and it should work. So I have saved all the images as JPG files now, and again I have created a zip file from it, the same process, and then I have uploaded it over here, and we're going to start the training again, and hopefully it will work. So create training, and let's see. So once it starts to get going, then we can kind of leave it alone for 15-20 minutes. That's what it usually takes. And I just want to see that it starts to get up and running. And I think it is running. So you can see from the logs here, it's initiating, and I think that's complete. And there you go. So there you go. So it started. So now we can kind of leave it alone and come back after 20 minutes, check it out if it's done, and then we will test the model. So in the meantime we have the training running. I wanted to show you another model that I trained on my own logo that I just showed you. So I only trained it on the digital files, no physical product, no perfume bottle, no anything like that. So I only had these three versions of my logo. One is a white logo on a black background, and these two are just a black version and a white version with a transparent background. So I only had three files. Again, I created the caption files right here, and as you saw in the process, similar names, and inside, describing what is in the image. So I used this trigger word, and then I said logo with the black background without in the black color without background, and the same way I did for all the files. And as you can see, white background, white color with background, and I uploaded this zip file in here, trained the model the similar way, and this is our model, as you can see right here. And I generated a couple of images from it, so trying to now put this logo on various products and see how it comes out, right? So I will show you some of the results. So this is a wallet in front of Swiss mountains, and it came out pretty good. It's not perfect, but as you can see side by side, this is my logo, and this is how it put it on the product. So it's, I would say it's like 98% close to what my logo is, and I didn't have to do any photography, pay anyone to do work for me. I can just generate this logo on any product anywhere, and which is incredibly powerful. And we're going to try and generate a couple more with it right now. So I gave it a prompt on a perfume bottle to kind of put the logo on perfume bottle, because that's what we are making, right? I wanted to see how it would work if we don't have an actual product, and we just train the model on the logo and then try to generate product with it, you know, it's gonna be much harder for the model to do. But it's doing a pretty decent job so far. As you can see, this is what we got, and it didn't get it right at the money, but it's still pretty good. And with a little bit of post editing, you can get it to perfect very easily. But I think if we try a bunch of times, I think we will still be able to get really good results. So let's do that. So I think we should play around with some of the parameters. So make inference steps a bit more, quality a bit more, and I will change the format as well. And it's one thing that you can play when you're working with LoRa's, which is what we're doing, training our custom adapter for a model for our product. And this is called LoRa rank adaptation. So when you're working with these, you can play with the guidance scale parameter right here, and its default is set at 3. But if you kind of increase it, the picture generated would drift away from realism a little bit, but it will kind of get closer to what you actually want and what the model has been trained on. So let's see how it works. So I have increased it to 4.3, and I'm going to generate and see what kind of results we get. Hopefully we get a decent looking model, but it's going to be pretty hard for the model because it doesn't know how the logo looks on a physical product. So it's a really hard test for the model, and it did pretty well. So look at that. That's totally from just 3 pictures of a logo. You have been able to generate images like this. And this is to show you, like, with bare minimum pictures of a product or logo, you can kind of, you don't need professional photographers anymore. You can just do this for advertising or creating mock-ups or anything where you usually need graphic designers and photographers. So I'm gonna keep playing around. I will share some good results if I get with this model, but otherwise we'll wait for the training to finish and let's see how that model performs. Alright guys, so the model has been trained. Our training was successful. As you can see from here, the status says succeeded, and over here in the output you can see the training was successful, and you have 2 options. One is to run the train model, so you can run this model on replicate. So you're renting a GPU, so you will be paying per image that you generate. The second option you have is you can download the weights. So if I click on this, it will download me this file right here, which then I can use on a local system to generate images locally on my computer, which would not cost me any money at all. So you can literally generate hundreds of images and pick out the ones that work for you, that are good, because not all of the images you generate from this will be perfect. That's the thing about generative AI. You have to go through iterations, trial and error to get the correct images. But the beautiful thing is you can run this for free if you have some programs like Comfy UI or Forge, which let you run these image models on your local computer totally free of cost. And especially the one that we are training this LoRa for is for the Flux model, and you can actually run that Flux model locally free of cost on your computer. Now, depending on how good your machine is, what configurations you have, the memory and the GPU, it's gonna take time depending on that. If you have 64 gigs of RAM, if you have a NVIDIA 4060, it will probably be super fast for you. But if you have a lower spec system, it will take a little bit more time, but it's free of cost. So that's a trade-off right there, right? Anyway, so these are some of the images I was able to generate. As you can see, there are a little bit mistakes, a little bit, the model goes a little off sometimes, but still, I mean, look at this one. So you can generate it from a single text prompt, and I will show you some of the other images I will be able to generate. So look at these, look at this one, and so I was able to actually create these in the last 30 minutes, all of these. And I mean, just look at these. It would take you so much time and money to actually have an editor or a photographer create these for you, that this is just so worth it to do this for your product. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pick the best ones we came up with, we generated using this model, and we're going to actually make turn them into videos, make clips out of them, and then combine those clips to actually form a great looking commercial for this product. The thing I didn't mention also is that I created this product this morning from scratch, as you saw, and I took pictures from my iPhone, and I only used 10 images, which were not the greatest quality. It didn't really cover the product very well, so this was like the worst case scenario you can think of. If you have a real genuine product, you would have product pictures of that product from each and every angle, and most likely they would be professional pictures. So this is the worst you will ever see this produce. If you have a professional product and a professional pictures, your model would be far better, and it would produce great quality results, even 10 times better than what you're seeing here. So let's now move ahead. I'll pick some of the images that I like, that I think are good, and that I think I can kind of weave together to create a story once I create videos out of them. So you're gonna see me do that now. So now for creating a story, again, you should take help from a language model. Doesn't matter if it's ChatGPT, if it's Gemini, if it's Claude, but you should communicate the concept you have in mind. Ask it to kind of refine it and make sure it understands what you have in mind, and then ask it to kind of give you the different scenes that would bring that story to life, and then ask it to create prompts for you that you can then use for your model to generate those images. So you might have to have a back and forth conversation with it until you get it correct, and generate a bunch of pictures until you see the results you like, and then from those pictures you're going to create videos, and we will combine the videos as well as the generated music that we're going to generate together to form a really, hopefully a high quality high production value commercial. So let's create the videos now. Alright guys, so for the videos we're gonna use Kling AI. You can use other tools on the market as well, like Runway or Luma Labs, Dream Machine, or even the new ones, Sora, or I don't know how you work with Sora, if you can if it produces good results. I haven't tried it yet, but feel free to experiment with the bunch of generative video models that are out there. Kling works pretty well for me, so I'm going to use that. So we're going to use our image to video function here, and we're going to give it the image that we want to kind of bring to life. So let's start with this one. Now if I were making a professional commercial, a professional advertisement for a real product, I would first upscale these images as well. So currently they are low resolution images, but with an upscaler like Magnifique or Topaz, I think Topaz is better because it's a one-time fee you have to pay for the program, and then you can unlimited use it unlimited times, even on a local machine. Magnifique's fees are just out of this world, so depending on your budget you might want to choose the correct tool, and then upload that upscaled image here and give it the prompt that you kind of want to create the scene. So usually it's best to kind of give it the prompt that you use to generate the image with. So I'm gonna do that. I think for this image it was so we used this prompt for this image, so I'm just going to copy the same prompt Put it right here, and you want to make sure you give it negative prompts, the things you don't want to see in the image, like distortion or just weird things happening that doesn't look lifelike. So you have to put words in here, for example, blur, disfigurement, low quality, grainy, things like that. So I have some example of these words that I'm going to put there. So here I have put together a list of words in the negative prompt. You can ask ChatGPT to generate these for you easily. And over here you can also add camera movement into your image if you want to. If you want to kind of control how the elements in your picture move. Now you can also add motion with Kling AI, so the things will move or try to move it according to how you want it. So you go to this auto segmentation, it segments the video into multiple parts, and then you can kind of select those things and move them around as you like. So if you want this tree to go this way, I would do that, but I'm not doing that in this image. So I will just cancel it. I will just let it do its natural processing, and I will generate that image, generate that video. Now we will wait until I upload all the images and I have all the videos generated, and then we will generate the music, see how it kind of fits together with the clips, see how the final products kind of looks like, get a feel for it. And then we will work around if we need different music, if we need some more clips, and try to get the finished product commercial out there. So let's see how that goes. Alright guys, so I will quickly show you what I used for the music. What I did was I used Suno. You can also use other tools like Udio or just open source music generators, but they might not work that well and you might have to try a bunch of times. So I used Suno for this video, and what I did was and this is how my usual process is for creating music for videos. So in the same conversation, I kind of have a conversation with it. I told it that okay, I need music for this video, and I told it what am I envisioning. So I was envisioning like a luxurious kind of instrumental background music. So the vibes I wanted were falsetto, maybe a woman falsetto, a high-pitched voice, and some piano in the background, some fast-paced piano mixed with some other instrument. So, and I asked it to give me 2 or 3 best options that it can come up with, and give me prompts for that. So I also attached a screenshot of this area right here. So I took a screenshot. I told it that okay, Suno takes in this kind of prompt right here. So you have to define the style of music. So you attach these things to give it more understanding. So ChatGPT understands what it has to do. So then it created me a prompt, or actually 2 or 3 options of prompts to generate the kind of music I wanted. And this is what it gave me. And then these 3 options is what it gave me. And then what I did was I one by one generated music with that until I liked one of the generated options. So I will just show you what we got. This was a bit too intense. Not what I wanted. Not quite there. So still not there. And this is the one that really hit home with me. So I really like this music, and this is the one I finally ended up using. I like the fast-paced kind of the bass of the music as well as the instruments. So I thought it was awesome. So it fits what I was looking for, and that's why I downloaded this from right here. Once you like what you create, and this is what I ended up using. So the whole commercial is going to be created from scratch. Nothing will be downloaded and used. That's the plan here. So it took me about 10 minutes, I think, the whole process, which is incredible. But that's how you create music. And finally, guys, once we have everything generated, I usually like to edit the video and create it with the Adobe Premiere. So I brought everything in there, the videos, the music, start putting the clips together, trying to kind of, create a cohesive story. And once I like the flow of it, uh, as you can see right here, then I, created some more scenes to uh, kind of put together, kind of bring the whole story together very nicely. And when I liked it, I exported it, and that's our commercial. So the whole process took me about 3 to 4 hours of time, right from taking pictures all the way to the completed video. And you will be seeing the link for the video in the description, so you can go ahead and watch it. And I am also playing it in the beginning of this video, so you can see it there as well. But yeah, so that was our whole creation process, guys. And I hope I was able to give you some value. You were able to learn something from it. Maybe I was able to help you with creating commercial or advertisement for your own product and not having to spend thousands of dollars on paying a bunch of people to do it. And you have more control on it now. You have your own custom trained model for your product that you can keep using. You have unlimited possibilities what you can create with it. And the secret is, it's not secret, but it's out there, but this technology is only going to get better, and the quality of videos you can produce with each day, each month, each week goes by is going to get exponentially better. And if you start using this now, you will soon be kicking your competition in the behind, because you're saving so much resources on creating these incredible ads. So I hope I was able to give you some value. You were able to learn something. I was able to help you. And if you have any questions, any suggestions, any thoughts, anything you created you want to share, feel free to drop it down in the comments. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more creative use of AI tools like this one. I make a lot of videos about how we can use AI in our real life to actually provide value, to actually increase ROI in a business and save a ton of money and time and all resources. So if you're into that, feel free to subscribe and check out my other content as well. And yeah, thank you for watching.